Blog Talk Radio.
On April 8th, 2015. April 8th, 2015. Blasting off! You know, I read an article last week. Don't I always say that at the start of the show? Well, what else can I do? I read an article last week about magic selling words. I think it was 13 magic selling words. And it said stuff like this. If you say talking with someone, you're talking with someone instead of speaking to them, it can make a world of difference. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly how, because I immediately dismiss this as absolute nonsense. But then I read an article by a guy I kind of respect, and he said that you should use words about senses because they activate sensory parts of the brain, right? That's more engaging, it said. You know, it's kind of scientific. He showed diagrams of the different parts of the brain that became activated when you said certain words. Like, for instance, instead of saying someone has a pleasing voice, you say they have a velvety voice. And that sensory word, velvety, you know, kicks in, broke his brain or something like that. Anyway, so because it was someone I knew and they had these pictures, I sat back and I started thinking, what do I find compelling? A hammed-up story or something that seems to make logical sense? You know, have you ever seen a movie in which the hero gets a million shots fired at him by machine guns? You know, 6 guys are firing at him from a balcony. He's running across the lawn, and everyone lands at his heels. Does that make you say to yourself, this is real or this is fake? And when you say to yourself, I know what you say. When you say, if you've got a brain in your head, I know what you say. And when you say to yourself, this is fake, do you find the story more compelling or less compelling? More compelling or less compelling? I find it less compelling. And I believe that movies are naturally compelling. You know, you got these beautiful pictures and my senses are all engaged, but when something happens that doesn't make sense, you notice it. And if you're an adult, you say to yourself, this is fake. They are trying to manipulate me. But it's just a song. It's just a story. Sorry, I'm having trouble. I'm getting excited. So you don't really care because it's just a story. Who cares, right? But in business, you sure care. In business, you do care. So what you need is not a lot of references to action words about smells and touch. You need a simple argument that makes sense and solid answers to questions, and that's what we provide on Jerry. What show is this?
The Recruiting Animal Show!
Michael, thank you for having me.
Okay, you're welcome here. What do you think about that? I mean, when you got the sensory stuff, all that, you know, tell stories, that makes no sense at all, does it?
Not really. I'm just trying to let it all soak in right now. I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, you sit back. I'm going to introduce the guest. He's one of the most famous men in HR today. At least that's how he strikes me.
Hey, can I add something?
Go ahead.
Can I add something?
Yeah, okay.
I have a new posture now. I'm no longer going to cut in. I'm not going to talk over you.
Wait.
I learned my lesson from last week, okay? You put me on mute. That hurt me. I've got a high opinion of myself.
Yeah.
And I think that brought me down to just the right. Thank you for that. And you're going to see a different me, I promise.
No, I want to see the old Jerry. I want to see the old Jerry.
No, he's dead. He's dead to me.
You had a birthday yesterday, and it was made us you transformed.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a chance to reflect on life. This is the first day of my 50th year
Really?
Pretty heavy.
It's
real heavy.
The other side. It's the other side.
Yeah.
It's all
I'm only 49, but once you put it all together, you realize it is. You're 50.
Yeah. Well, 9 months in the womb. So, yeah, you're already over. It's all downhill from here. Done.
Okay, you looked in the mirror and said, "Vanity, thy name is Jerry." Okay, You know what? That's what people like about you. You're so vain. You probably think the show is about you.
Why is that brown spot there? I don't understand that.
Okay. So with that, I turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Jerry. Loki Jerry.
No problem.
Okay, we got a famous man on the show today. Unfortunately, though, he's not the kind of guest we want. He's not. He's not a recruiter. So I'm worried that he's not going to fit in. Okay, so if you can help me, I know you never help me when I actually need some help. You just butt in when I have something to say. But if today something comes to mind, please feel free to help me, Jerry. Okay?
You've got one job. If you could just do that job, that'd be great, Jerry.
William Tincup, are you there?
I am indeed.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here. Happy to be with you and Jerry, even a low-key Jerry.
The new Jerry.
The new Jerry. I think the new Jerry, all that represents is he hasn't had his fishing quota for the year. That's what it means. It means he's got to get out on the lake. He's got to get out to catch fish.
Yes. William, please be quiet. Okay, we're going to sing now. Did you read the lyrics to the song?
I did.
Yeah. Yummy.
I'm ready. Okay.
I'll count to 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Yummy, I got love in my tummy, and I feel like I'm loving you. Yeah! Oh, boy! Love, you're such a sweet thing, good enough to eat thing. I don't hear ya. And it's just what I'm gonna do. Oh, honey! Ooh, love to hold ya. Come on, William. Ooh, love to kiss ya. Ooh, love, I love it so. Come on, William. I love you sweeter than sugar. Oh, love, I won't let you go. Come on, William, at the end. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Come on, do that. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, thanks.
All right, good job on that, guys. Good job.
I love that song. You struck a nerve with me. I love that song. I just can't sing for.
Okay. What do you do, William?
I don't recognize the song. That tone. Oh my God! I woke up finally.
Okay.
We were butchering it. Sorry about that.
William, what do you do? We don't know. Okay, I've been listening to you for a long time on your own show. I know William has a show. He inherited it from Brian Wempen. It's called Drive Through HR. It's on every day, and he's got the HR buddy as his co-host. But I don't know what he does, really. What do you do?
So what would you say you do? Okay, so John Sumter and I launched an analyst firm, a research firm, in October of last year. So I, with John, run a startup that researches the intersection points of HR and technology. So behind the veil, when HR...
It's no wonder I don't know what you do. You talk nonsense.
Yeah.
Anyone who says I'm at the intersection of this, anyone who says I'm at the intersection of this and that, it was interesting once, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not interesting anymore. You said you're an analyst. You said it so quickly, no one could understand a word you're saying.
Sure.
What do? Do you go into a corporation? Let me lead you, okay? Do you go into a corporation, look at their HR processes and their HR software, and recommend better processes and software? Is that what you do, yes or no?
No.
Well, then what do you do?
We research what HR is using, and we report back to both vendors and HR what we found. But we don't make recommendations. That's vendor selection, which a lot of analyst firms or research firms like Gartner
so you're a
teams.
consultant. You sell the research? Is that what you do?
That's it. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Indeed.
You want to give us an idea of the price, or is that secret?
No, it's not secret. It's on the website. It's $2,000 a report.
Okay. And do you beg people not to, share it with other companies after they buy it from you?
Generally speaking, people do the right thing. I mean, you can't legislate common sense, but at the end of the day, if they spent $2,000, they know what they have, and generally speaking, people do the right thing. So have we had people do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What are your qualifications? What are your qualifications for doing that?
Qualifications. Oh, good God. Great question. I don't think I have great qualifications.
Okay, let's move
job.
on. How do you get away with that long hair and scraggly beard? I always figure that when you and Sumser show up at a company with your beards and long hair and him wearing a beret, they're going to shoot you, like at the end of Easy Rider, before they let you talk to anybody in the business.
No, not at the end of the day. It's substance over style. And people don't really care about that stuff as much as you think. At the end of the day, I love that.
The third party.
I know that's one of your favorite terms. Go ahead.
Yeah, the third party recruiters listening to this show, we can tell them, hey, you can look however you want. Go out and visit your client. It doesn't matter, okay? But if you can produce people for them, that's what counts. Is that right?
It is right. At the end of the day, and again, I'm going to keep using that term.
What are you trying to kill me? You know, I melt when people say that. My
heart
breaks.
I have every one of those terms written down in front of me. I have to cross every one of them.
Every one of them, dude.
I met somebody on Twitter yesterday. She's going to be a guest in a few weeks. Her name is Marina Baeza Nova. And she asked on Twitter, what's the criteria that constitutes an online celebrity? You are an online celebrity. What is it? The picture? Why does everybody love you?
Well, first of all, I don't think everyone loves me, so let's just
no, everybody does. I reached out to several people, and they confirmed that they love you.
So 4 out of 5 dentist survey said.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: I'm one-dimensional. I mean, at the end of the day, both of you guys kind of get this bit. I'm just me. You meet me at a bar, I'm me. You meet me at a conference, me. Speaking at an event, me. On a radio show, me. Here today, me. If I'm just going to shoot one way, and I think people like that. So I'm a purveyor of the inappropriate. I curse like a fucking sailor. Like all of that stuff that people avoid because they want to put a different version of themselves in front of others. I think we're getting to a point where we don't like that. We just want people to be real. And so if anyone likes me, which first of all, I challenge that at its base, I think it's because I'm just always myself.
Then why is there a whole industry of people telling you how to brand yourself and how to mold yourself for interviews?
Oh, dude. Awesome question. Gosh.
So first of all, I think that's for people that can't be themselves or don't really understand how to get there, Jerry. And Animal, I think that there's a bunch of people that just don't know how to get to that place. And so why are there consultants out there? Well, there's only consultants out there because there's a need or a perceived need. And again, I think until you're really comfortable in your own skin, you can't be authentic. You're never going to be authentic until you're just comfortable. And like Jerry had a birthday yesterday. He stood in front of the mirror, and at one point you get comfortable with your own warts, the things that hold you back, all your idiosyncratic behaviors.
Naked, drunken, slumped over a bottle, staring into a mirror, cursing the day I was born.
You know what? Before you carry this too far, I think you're wrong. If you went out to an interview looking like you do and swore like you swear, no one would hire you, okay?
That's true. Well, you'll see. But point here being, Tincup has not been hired by anybody in years. He's not looking to be hired, Animal.
Okay, well,
he's a leader.
He's looking to get in the door. Maybe. Okay, let's move on.
He doesn't even want in the door. They call him, dude.
Michael, is it also an expression of power? You know, I'm good enough at what I do that I don't care what your perception of me based on my image.
Yeah, okay, let's move on, okay? I got a related question, okay? Here's the question.
Oh, that was a reasonable topic.
No, we'll come back. Let me come back. I'm in charge of the show.
This is a crocker
show at the end, not the beginning. I got some questions, and I had to work hard because I can't ask my standard. I can't ask my standard recruiting questions to you. I had to think of something else. Okay, this is the question.
Hold on. You probably can because the answers are going to be the same. William, how many people did you recruit from LinkedIn last year?
0.
There you go. The question is Twitter.
Standard answer.
Twitter, not LinkedIn. Twitter, Jerry. You can't even ask the question right.
Okay. What's the difference?
0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Facebook. 0.
William, look at me. Okay? Is speaking at a conference worthwhile? And here I have a story before you get to answer the question, okay? You linked to an article from your Twitter page to an article by Tim Sackett, the famous Tim Sackett Recruiting Animal Award winner, in which he confesses that he has a very domineering mother and he used to work for her. In fact, now he runs her recruiting agency, okay? And he describes himself in a very degrading way. You know, he's under the thumb of his mom and his wife. But then, that's just a setup, because he surprises us at the end.
Are we all?
Are you listening to me, or are you talking to somebody else?
No, I'm right here with you, bro.
He says he agreed to speak at an SHRM, a Shurham conference in Chicago, and his mother told him, "Hey, dummy, you're just wasting your time. It's taking you away from the phone." And she wouldn't even buy a ticket to see him, but she just walked in. She's very bossy, I guess. And he said once you have that kind of manner, people are afraid to ask you questions. So she just walked in the door, sat at the back. After his talk, all kinds of people lined up to speak to him, and those are the same senior corporate HR people that his mother had been begging to speak to for years. So that was his screw you, Mom, okay? So something went right for Tim. He's running a staffing agency. He spoke in front of an HR conference, and his mother, who's very pushy and successful, he beat her. So is it worthwhile? Sounds like it is to me. How does a recruiter get one of those gigs?
Well, first of all, you got to understand the speaking game. So you can use HR Marketer to understand where the speaking events are, what the deadlines are, what the process to submit. You got to have something compelling to say, so it's not enough to just want to speak. Like, I want to go and meet the president, so who gives a shit if I want to meet the president? You've got to have something compelling to say in front of an audience, and then you've got to work that process. It's an actual very easy process to work, but you got to be compelling. You got to get up on stage. You got to practice. You got to understand communication, how to connect with an audience, and you got to have something to say. I mean, it's not enough just to stand in front of an audience.
Like what? Like what?
Well, the things that you and Jerry forget on a daily basis are compelling to other people. You just don't realize it. You guys are so close to it, you don't realize that just the knowledge that you have that you've lost about
we're just burning through it, aren't we?
You're just burning through it. An audience could love that. But again, you've got to then find it, channel it, get up on stage, and it's got to be the right audience. So you ask one question, is it worth it? Yes, if it's the right audience. B, you got to practice and you got to work a process. But I love speaking in front of an audience, but I do it more for sport. So I don't do it for business development. Whereas I think like a Jennifer McClure, who does this really well, she does it for business development, and she's probably one of the best at it. I do it for comedy. One of the things that's broken in me is that I wish I were a comic. I wish I had the balls to get up in front of an audience and be a stand-up comic. I don't. So I use speaking as a way to channel that.
Yeah, that's baloney, okay? You do it to get business, and I bet you people, there's all kinds of HR groupies running up to you after your show. Am I right or wrong about that?
They are, but again, and I don't want to tell you you're wrong.
Are there HR groupies?
Well, no, there's people with questions. So again, if you talk to an audience,
not like hotties.
Yeah. No one's going to the green room, belongs, white M&Ms. None of that stuff.
Hold on. The job board doctor is right. He says William Tincup is sucking up to Jerry and the animal. That's a kiss of death for the show. Watch your step, okay? My people know, okay? They know what's going on. Okay. Animal is monologuing. Yeah. You know what? It's good when I monologue. At least there's something to talk about. It means I prepared. Okay, does anybody have anything to say to him? We heard his baloney story that he's an artist who just speaks at conferences for fun, not to get business. Does anybody want to comment?
I've got 5 things. If you're ready, I'm ready, and they're all about recruiting. If you're ready. Are you ready?
About what?
I've got 5 things I want to...
You're fading out. Can anybody hear him?
I can. He's got 5 things. They're all about recruiting. And he wants to know, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right. 1, recruiters perform illegal acts and tasks every single day.
All day long, absolutely.
And they should. Current laws are stupid. It's their job to find the best talent for their companies, period. I'm saying, number 1, recruiters should break the law.
That's what we're paid to do.
That's exactly what you're on this planet to break the law.
Exactly.
Okay. 1, 2. The numbers game in recruiting is stupid. It doesn't
matter
how many...
Are you going to tell us how we break the law? Come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, all the social. So, first of all, if you find a candidate that you like, how'd you find them? Generally speaking, you saw their photo, you saw something about them that breaks the law. You're not supposed to know any of that stuff. Their religious beliefs, whether or not they had an affair, their divorces, whether or not they were part of the bong club in college. None of that shit is legal, but every single sorcerer recruiter does it every
absolutely
single
no interest. Jerry, that doesn't figure in your recruiting at all, does it?
It obviously it does, subliminally. Absolutely. I'll take a look at somebody's LinkedIn photo, and if he looks like a freak,
yep,
bam,
done.
If he looks like William Tincup, if he looks like William Tincup, you know what he told me you look like? Jerry, tell him what you told me he looks like.
A koala bear.
Alejandro, are you there? Alejandro,
yeah, I'm here. What's up? Yes.
You break the law every day?
I do things on my client's behalf that they're not prepared to do.
Oh, okay. Anybody else want to comment on that law-breaking thing? Incriminate yourself on air?
No, it's not about breaking the law. It's about allowing our instincts to guide us home.
Okay. Next
we're
topic.
here to make money.
There's a difference.
That's the truth of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, next topic. The numbers game in recruiting is stupid. Doesn't matter how many people apply to your open position. It only matters if they're the right people. Too much waste, both by recruiters falling along with numbers and also candidates. I'm going to go ahead and take candidates to task for a moment. Applying to 100 jobs is stupid. Apply to the fucking jobs that you really, really want, and only those, nothing else. But recruiters and candidates both fail here because they play a numbers game, and the numbers game creates a massive amount of waste for everybody, and it's stupid.
Okay, next question. Next one.
Yeah, that was irrelevant. That was an HR promo
stuff.
deal.
Go ahead.
Third, recruiting process is more important than recruiting technology, always. And recruiting process is like a fingerprint, highly personalized to the organization, the values, the culture, the job, etc.
You're boring me now. You're boring me.
Okay, we'll give you that. What's number 4?
What's a recruiting process? What do you mean? What's a recruiting process?
How the hell do you do something? How you do something, whether or not it's written down or not. Okay, but that can always get better.
Okay, here's what you said. Here's what you said. Here's what you wrote to me or something like that. I don't know where I got it. You can put crappy software on a solid recruiting process and still win, but not the opposite. But listen, I read an article by Tim Sackett again. He said that Key Interval, that's your company, right? A rising HR analyst firm. They came out with some dynamic research recently that showed that 76% of HR and talent pros actually don't mind the HR software they're using. There is no crappy software. This is a phony argument you're making up.
Well, I think it's what I'm saying is that the process that are underneath technology is always more important than the technology. Take Main Sequence or PC Recruiter, Martin's firm. Great technology, but at the end of the day, that technology is beloved by the people
what?
that use it.
You look like an artsy kind of a guy. Somebody who's creative like you, that kind of bent, should not want to say. I shouldn't have to police you. You shouldn't want to say at the end of the day. It just lowers the vibe, okay?
Yeah. I'm just crossing words off a list, right?
Yeah, right.
All right,
okay.
Number 4. In the future, recruiting will mostly be done by technology sitting on great process. Humans will be involved, but only as quality control. Today, humans think that science is not as good as instinct. It's a lame justification for being.
Yeah, you know what? You're not making a speech in front of an HR group today. You don't get that, okay? I got to tell you right away. But you've got a topic there. Job matching software. Is this going to happen? I asked a guy. I was inspired about this by, a friend of yours. Doesn't like it when I mention his name in association with this topic, so I'll leave him out. Everybody's so touchy. Anyway, look, there's going to be, as far as I understand, and I think there's some stuff already that does it. You write up a job description. You post it on the Internet. Software goes out and scans not just LinkedIn, scans the whole Internet looking for people who might match the description in the job, for the job. It sends them an email. It says, are you interested in this position? If you're interested, fill out this form. They fill out an online survey for application or whatever it is. It's automatically processed. They get another follow-up for an interview or something like that. There's no for a video interview. There's really no phone call except that interview. Is that going to happen?
I think it's already happening. I think it's happening in the better companies. Assessments, background checks, all of that stuff that you can do skills
without any recruiters. My point is, there's no recruiters. The internet does all the admin and all the connecting and all that stuff. Sourcing and
inefficiency. Because let's be honest, recruiters are very inefficient. So the inefficiency is taken out of the system with technology. The technology sits on a process. So at the end of the day, recruiters
hold on. I got a question here. Is it a question of inefficiency is removed, or is it that the high-touch, high-skill work of actually engaging with people is left to the recruiters to make them more productive?
That's exactly right. They're more important than the process.
Fish Dogs is commenting. He says, job matching software already exists. Okay? Are you on the line, Fish Dogs? I mean, what are you telling me for?
I am here.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
Yeah, so like William
Welcome,
was
Fish Dogs!
Hey, Fish Dogs.
There are plenty of tools out there that already scan the web for matching candidates. And, in fact, all the dating tools are starting to come into this. Match and other companies are going to literally create software that matches candidates with hiring manager personalities. This stuff is already happening in a lot of companies, but the recruiter is still required. There's still a human touch at some point in the process.
Why?
They're more important. Because at the end of the day, they do the high touch. It's quality control. They do the job that they should do at the very end of the process to make sure is this the right person based on everything they've went through the gauntlet, they've passed. I've got two people. Which one is the better fit? That's a human decision.
Okay, so what you're saying? No. What you're saying is that the software does all the sourcing, and then the recruiter just takes a look to see if which one of those people who are sourced are really good. Is that it?
Yeah, and again, just sourcing is not. Finding the talent is one bit. I think then you go through screening, assessments, skills testing, all the gauntlet of that stuff.
And then finally, at the very end, it comes to the recruiter. Look, if someone makes it through all that stuff, why not send them straight for an interview? Unless, you guys are just really talking science fiction. It can be done, but it's not done very effectively. I mean, you're saying recruiters aren't efficient. Maybe this software isn't very efficient either. Isn't that a possibility?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Your process could be wrong. The technology could be wrong. Yeah. Sorry, Craig. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I think the thing that most corporate recruiters don't do very well is search their own database, and look at their actual, what we're calling a talent community now, B. They literally rely on this software to stack rank who's available and who's matching keywords, and that's it. So there is too much reliance on this software, if you ask me, and there should be more human interaction and more human thought.
What are the names of this software? Well, you say you know. What are we talking about? What programs? What's the names of these things?
Well, so Findly has all kinds of tools for this, for instance.
Okay.
It's a pretty good, group of tools, and it's one of the companies that just buys tools that will jump out and do stack-ranked assessments.
Are you getting a kickback? Are you getting a kickback for mentioning their name on this show?
No, I am not an advisor to Findly.
That is a great question. Great question. I got one. Hey, Michael, I got one real quickly. And again, nothing attached to them, no financial commitment, but it's a company out of the UK called Workshape.io, and it's a That's
Hung Lee. That's Hung Lee. Our buddy Hung Lee.
That's Hung Lee. That's right. What I love about this technology is it asks technologists, how do you want to spend your time? What development languages do you want to work in? And then what it does is it matches that to the hiring manager that wants that same fit of time and languages, and then it opens up communication, double opt-in, at that point when they've already agreed on how I'd like to spend my time and what development languages. That type of technology already exists, and we're going to get more of that technology, not less.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I am involved with Talent Browser, right? And that's what they're doing. They're taking away the glut of resumes that aren't qualified and sort of giving you a stack rank so that you can look at, hey, let me contact the people who are most qualified on paper. The whole idea is that you got to streamline the process so that people who really do know what they're doing can do what they do best. They can talk to people. That's what it is. Technology is a tool. It's an aid but people are still doing the recruiting.
Don't get wordy on me. Don't get wordy on me, Alex. Okay, look, is anybody else on Twitter with great ideas, but they're also on the line, but they're talking to me only on Twitter and won't say a peep while they're here? Anybody?
I don't see anybody talking to you on Twitter.
Okay, well, Jerry, maybe you're blind, okay? How did I know that
How do you find out who's talking to who?
How did I know that Craig Fisher was talking to me? Let me take a break here. William Tincup, if people want to find you online, where will they go?
Just go to William Tincup, at William Tincup on Twitter. It also links to Instagram. But my favorite actual social technology is Instagram. But, man, seriously, you put my name in Google and I can't run.
What's your company called? What's your company called?
Key Interval.
Don't say it so fast. Key Interval.
Hold on a second. He has to say it fast. There's no space between the words. It's one word, Key Interval.
Key Interval.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
Know
you know
your
what,
guest.
Jerry? If you want people not to understand it, say it your way, okay?
I'm saying it the way it's spelled. Am I right, Tincup, or not?
You're right. It's the key and the interval, the two most important parts of a map. And that's what John and I are trying to do is map stuff.
It's too esoteric for me. Fish Dogs, where will people find you? Fish Dogs, where will people find you?
Fishdogs.com is a great place to find everything about Craig Fisher or about .me/.
And what are you doing now? I just think of you as a cool tools guy.
Recently engaged, Craig Fisher.
Yeah,
that's
congratulations.
Right. Recently engaged. Thank you. So a couple of things.
Can I ask something about the engagement?
Yeah.
Does this mean we're no longer going to see all the wonderful Craig Fish Dogs bikini pictures from your summer vacations during your bachelor days?
Bill Borman. Wait a second.
I'm asking for a friend.
Bill Borman.
There's going to be pictures.
Okay.
Wait a second. I'm opening Bill Borman because he wants to attack. But there's a noise, Bill Borman. I opened your line before. I heard a whooshing sound. I don't like whooshing sounds, so I closed it again. But if you've got something to attack our guest with, go ahead.
Hi, William.
Hey, Bill.
I think you've got your analysis on the high touch being in the end of the process and the sourcing being automated completely the wrong way round.
All right, bring it.
Completely the wrong way round. I think what we're seeing in terms of the technology that we've got is the sourcing end is going to be the human end, which is geared around the assessment, selection, and shortlisting, and the automated piece is going to come in the second part, which is going to go away from recruiters and into hiring manager process. So I think to look on it as the sourcing end being completely automated is really looking at it the wrong way around in terms of the tech we've got.
Yeah, I'd say, well, fair enough. That could be. I mean, we're dealing with reality of a future, and we could have alternate stories that happen, and you could have people there and more people there. But right now, finding the people, again, it just depends on what the future looks like. If it's harder to find people, then you need more humans there and maybe less technology. If it becomes easier to find people for whatever reason that we can't control
hold
right
on.
now.
I thought Bill Borman was famous for using software to scan Facebook for waiters and waitresses for Hard Rock Cafe.
And everything else, and developers, but to bring people in that at the point when they're attracted, which is the branding end, you need the recruiters involved in the sourcing, assessment, and shortlisting. I would go as far to say it's the recruiters who are going to disappear and the sources who are going to be kings.
Okay, Bill, I have a question for you now that you're not whooshing anymore. Were you inspired to adopt your shaggy look by our friend here, William Tincup? I think he was there before you.
It started with Movember that I couldn't be bothered to shave, but I was very happy to go with the Tincup look. I stole the hat from Jerry.
Personally, I don't think
maybe a ponytail from Sumser next.
I always loved hippies and beatniks, but I don't think it serves you. Now, it suits you maybe because I met you first as you were the only guy in the room wearing a suit, okay? And
now everybody else is wearing a suit, and I'm the only one not in a suit.
Well,
so
they're not wearing suits. They're dressed normally, and you dress like a rubby. But anyway, let's move on. I want to ask, okay, Bill Borman, if someone wants to find you, what's the best place these days? You used to love Twitter,
Facebook.
but you're not there much anymore.
No, I moved Twitter, as you've got William on the show. Tincup broke Twitter.
Okay, where are you? You want to tell us? I don't care. You want to tell us where you are or not?
Yeah,
where do you find you online?
Hey, animal.
Find me on Facebook or LinkedIn.
Pornhub.com is not an answer.
Yeah,
animal, relax,
Facebook,
man.
Facebook, LinkedIn, or at a true conference near you.
Okay, just put Bill Borman in LinkedIn. Okay, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, I love Alex.
Yeah.
I've only known him for about a year, Alejandro. If someone wants to find you online, where should they go? For business-wise or social, whatever you want us to give us.
LinkedIn. I mean, my Twitter profile has connections to my
your
About Me
LinkedIn,
and my LinkedIn
but how do they
as well.
spell your name? I mean, that's confusing, isn't it?
Come on now, help us for that.
Yeah, you know what? I can't help you. Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
forget it.
I mean,
it's TRG
not that
Alejandro.
tough, man,
TRG Alejandro. Kathy Manis on Twitter. She's not there much anymore. Anybody else who's on the line who wants to say how to find them?
Animal, don't you find it interesting how nearly all of us recruiting stars that you're talking about, you have to add, but they're not on Twitter much anymore.
William Tincup, what's your take on that? William Tincup, what's your take on that?
Twitter blows,
Tincup,
man.
I was never on Twitter. I'm only on Twitter when your show comes on. That is it.
Me too. Me too.
She's
too busy working.
Crap.
William Tincup, what's your take on Twitter?
First of all, I use the all of those mediums different than everybody on the call. I think it's highly personalized. If you're beaten with the technology, stop using it. If like at the end of the day, if you want to use Twitter, fantastic.
Jesus
If you
Christ,
don't,
stop saying that, will you?
At the end of the day, dude, I've said it 12 times.
Hey.
I've got to get to 25.
I hope somebody will, at the end of the day, shut Bullhorn off. Bullhorn has ruined Twitter for me.
Good jobs.
It really has.
Okay.
Are you
William Tincup. I got an important question for you. I've been reading. In fact, I actually read the articles about the Zappos model of recruiting. This is how I understand
reads that crap?
This is how I understand it. They don't want to give anybody a bad taste. They don't want to reject anybody. William, can you hear me? William, can you hear me?
I can. I'm ready. Are you ready?
So, Zappos, low-key Jerry is interfering. Zappos doesn't want to give anybody a bad feeling about their company, so they don't want to reject anybody for a job. So they say, okay, we're not posting job orders. You can just join us to be a part of our family. So everybody joins, but then when you join, they look at the data you've given them, and they separate the good guys from the bad guys. They put everybody on the mailing list, but the only people they approach with jobs are the good guys. So it's kind of, and they call it relationship building. It's kind of a sneaky way to be everybody's buddy. Am I right about that?
It's genius in that they don't hire that many people. So first of all, you're not dealing with Google that has to hire 900 people in a year or whatever. They're hiring a limited number of people, so they cut their media costs by not doing jobs and spending money with CareerBuilder or LinkedIn or Monster or whatever, by creating a community, and then they want to make sure you're serious, and then if they're serious about you, Craig referred to it as talent communities. They be called a lot of different things, but I'll tell you the disconnect that they haven't made yet, that I hope that they will at one point, is connecting the Zappos profile. So if you buy stuff from Zappos, they don't have a connection between your employment, candidacy, and inside Zappos profile and whether or not you buy stuff from them. And so I think there's a missed opportunity from consumer brands that at the end of the day, if you like Patagonia and you buy a ton of Patagonia and you're in the talent community of Patagonia, I want to know that. As a recruiter and as a hiring manager, I want to know that you're a consumer of our stuff.
What does it mean to be in the talent community? What does it mean to be in the talent community of Patagonia? You're on their mailing list, your email list?
Well, I was using that as a reference to Inside Zappos. Any of the consumer brands, PepsiCo, Taco Bell. Who gives a?
Let's
thing
talk
is,
about
I
Inside Zappos. Let's talk about Inside Zappos. What really is involved? They send you some
mail. This is about where I hang up.
No, don't hang up,
Zappos,
Jerry.
Come on, man.
Okay, let me ask. I just want to clarify something. Are we hearing way too much about Zappos? Is Zappos just great at promoting themselves?
Clearly.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about Zappos? Can I be the first to say that?
No,
I rarely cuss in public. Who
cares? You got 20 minutes to bring it home, man. 20 minutes.
Hey,
bring it home.
Jerry's right. Zappos works for Zappos. The problem with Zappos being very good at promoting themselves is you have people that think that stuff will work for them. And that's the worst thing in the world, that someone can go to a conference, read a book, and all of a sudden bring all that baggage back to their company, and that stuff doesn't work for them because they're not Zappos. The only place that works, and it barely works for them, is at Zappos. So I'm with Jerry on this one. Fuck Zappos. What they do,
hold it. I didn't say F Zappos. I said who gives an F. I'd like to temper my personal brand with that quote.
Hey,
sorry.
You did that in private. You didn't do it publicly.
Yes.
Pre-show.
Oh, you ought to hear me in private. I'll tear these people up.
I heard you.
Okay. Chris Dunn, the HR capitalist, he said that hiring managers are full of bias, just like everybody else, and they don't like candidates who don't seem to be like them. They don't think like them, they don't act like them, or that's their impression, okay? They don't want to tell the recruiter that truth, that they're biased. So they use a term they can get away with, a vague, nebulous, meaningless term like fit. They say, oh, he's not a fit. And Chris Dunn says, when someone says that to you, half the time it's not true. They're hiding something. Don't let them get away with it. Do you agree?
Agreed. All recruiters are biased. All, A-L-L, Jerry. The better the recruiter, the more she or he understands their own biases. Understanding, being comfortable doing something that isn't consistent with a known bias is an example of great recruiting. So I agree wholeheartedly with Chris. I think that the more you understand your own biases, the more you're
didn't
comfortable
understand
with
what Chris said. Chris said the hiring manager is biased, and they're going to, and I believe, the recruiters are less biased. Recruiters are desperate to get somebody in place, and their bias is...
lame recruiters are, and your customers can tell it.
What's that,
Sorry,
Kathy?
I don't want to talk over anybody. What?
What did you say, Kathy?
The politically correct term is they're not a cultural fit. So define that for me.
Well, we're not going to define it. We're not going to define it. What I want to know is, what do you say to the hiring manager, William Tincup, who says that to you? He says, don't let them get away with it. What do you say? I'm not going to accept that baloney from you. You tell me exactly why you don't like this guy. Is that what you say? What happened?
You're striking on a great nerve, because at the end of the day, it's a communication breakdown between hiring manager and recruiter. And
You're
who
trying
serves
to make me hate you.
No, fuck that.
You got to go with it.
If you
he's unconventional.
If you're the recruiter and you serve the hiring manager and they don't like the person because they don't shop at the same stores or whatever reason, whether or not they tell you or not, who cares? You serve them. If you don't serve them and you have a partnership with them, then you drive at that and say, well, why don't they fit? Come on, it's just us. Why don't they fit? You can't see yourself having a beer with them? You don't like them because they didn't go to the right school? Like, get to the point so that I don't serve up the wrong people to you. Let me understand your biases. But you can only do that in a partnership. If you serve them, at the end of the day, they win.
Yeah.
You know what? If they give you someone who's hard to find, with technical skills is hard to find, and you struggle to find somebody like that, and you come back and they say, not a cultural fit, say, I'm going to chop your head off, okay? Send me to jail. Call the cops. But you're finished, okay? I am not going out there looking for someone who wears the right clothes or who's skinny enough to, for you to hire. Don't give me that baloney, okay? That's it. Anybody else want to comment on that before I move on? Not one person. There's a lot of people here. Nobody's got a comment?
Dude, you have to work for the person that's going to send you a check. And to pretend like you're going to do battle with this person on some moral principle alone, good luck.
Jerry.
Good luck,
Jerry,
man. This is the Wild West out here. It still is.
Hold on a second. Is Bill Borman calling from a biplane or something like that? I mean,
like an airport.
Oh, yeah, nice. The Red Baron. Love it.
Well, I've got a comment on this hiring manager thing, Animal.
Go.
If you're smart, when the hiring manager says they're not a cultural fit, don't try to explain back how the candidate fits the job. Try to explain to the manager the ways the candidate is like the manager. Hiring managers want to hire mirrors, and it's just human nature.
Okay. Yeah, that's selling. Now Craig's being persuasive. He's changed the game because he's saying it's the recruiter's job to sell.
You know what?
The candidate.
Okay, I got to tell you.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is the person? You would only hear that the person isn't a cultural fit after an interview.
After
you're not going to hear that before the interview.
Right.
So it's going to be after the interview when the manager's already made up his mind. Hey, he and I or she and I don't get along. Not a cultural fit. You're not ever one time out of 1,000 going to change cultural fit after an interview. They don't like the person. He's a slob. He's a pig.
It's the other way around. It's the other way around. We hear more about hiring managers persuading themselves that somebody is the right candidate, although culturally they're not going to fit. When that cultural decision is made at the end of the process, it's the wrong time to do it.
You're a contrarian, and I don't agree with you, Bill.
I'm not even sure what you said there, Bill, and I don't think it was the accent.
So in process at the moment, that decision about whether somebody is a fit is made at the end of the process. It's made in one of the final interviews. If you've got someone who is bang on the spec in terms of skills and experience, it becomes very difficult to persuade yourself they're not going to fit, and as a result, you make a hire of somebody who's just not going to work out in your organization.
Is Michael Cox on the line, or is he just on Twitter?
Get him, Mike.
I'm on the line.
Okay, you're the guy. Okay, he's a corporate recruiting manager in a company with 500 people. First, I have to say, Kathy Manis, yes, you're trying to guilt me to death on Twitter. Sorry, I cut you off. But what cultural fit means, let's define it. You know, that's a 5-minute or 10-minute detour that I just didn't want to take at that time, okay? Go ahead, guilt me. I can handle it.
Wasted 45 minutes. Jeez.
Well, okay,
that's
Blake.
That's not what I was saying. I wasn't asking you to define it.
Better to talk about that.
Let me just come back to you, Kathy. And, Blake Cannon. Blake Cannon's been complaining the whole show that low-key Jerry somehow disappeared, and high-key Jerry is back in full force, okay?
Yay! I wasn't complaining.
Force of personality, baby.
Michael Cox. Michael Cox.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
Animal, you don't understand how hard it is to tame down an alpha male personality. Okay? You don't have a clue about it. Okay?
Michael Cox.
I'm doing my best.
Michael Cox, are you with me? Mike Cox.
Yes, man. Say something.
Okay. Let's say, do you agree? Do you agree? I'm going to give you a list. Listen to the list first. Hiring managers are biased, and they use these fake answers about cultural fit to push away candidates that they're just biased against. That's number one. If it's true, can a recruiter, especially like a guy like you, come back and say, you know what, I'm not going to take that from you. You tell me exactly what's wrong. I busted my ass getting this guy. Number three, Bill Borman says that the hiring managers, on the contrary, are eager to hire, and they'll overlook cultural fit issues, mismatches, and you have to help them realize it. These are two opposed points of view. What's the truth from your personal experience?
Yes, hiring managers will use bullshit responses. Yes, a strong hiring or recruiter has to push back. Otherwise, the team can become just a bunch of nodding heads, and you risk just a homogeneous team. I'm always talking about sales executives. So hiring managers want to hire the same thing that they see themselves as. I've got a hiring manager that always wants to hire athletes because he thinks he can yell at them, and that's the way to manage people. So I have to push back and let them know that that's ridiculous, and we have to have a slightly more intelligent approach at how we're going to hire a successful team.
So Bill Borman is wrong then.
Back on interview panels, like let's say you're in on an interview day and you hear the final decision from a panel that interviewed a single candidate, and they come up with this cultural fit.
I have an answer.
Go ahead.
I've been on hiring panels. You have to be careful how you
That's exactly
stack
right.
that panel. If
it's A players, it's Kathy, and I believe it's Kathy. If it's A players, they want the best. If it's a B, C, D players, they're knocking the person. If they're great and they're in the interview, that becomes a firing line of them finding ways to not have that person enter the firm because they don't want A players. If it's A players on your interview panel, they're going to hire A players because that's what A players do. Talent.
They're going to want A players. We can't afford a team of 10 A players in a single geography.
That's big.
They're going to require a base salary and on-target earnings, a guarantee on target earnings that most organizations can't afford an entire team of. It's just not possible.
So again, the myth.
You've got to stack the panel with wise people or coach them. But let me ask Michael Cox another final question here. What you said you've got a sales director or VP who likes to yell at people, like they do on the football field, so he only wants to hire people like that. And here, I'm going to argue Jerry's point of view. Sorry, I can't believe it. But you're going to say, look, dummy, you can't run your office like that. But that's the way the guy likes to work. Why force him, why force a square peg into a round hole? I don't get it. What's the logic there?
It was a sales manager, and you can't do that because we can't afford the litigation that would come with such behavior.
Well, you're not he's not being biased on a racial purposes. He likes people who were Eagle Scouts or on the football team in high school. That's not illegal.
No, it's not illegal, but if you start yelling at people and screaming at people, there are going to be repercussions.
Okay, that's
and regardless of what you thought this guy could take because he played tight end in high school, doesn't mean that that's the way you're going to be able to treat him in this new environment that doesn't have a mouthpiece.
Okay, Bill Borman, these guys are all against what you said. Do you want one come back on that?
Yeah, the best interview process I've seen was at Twitter, where they have 5 people interview for 20 minutes each. When I asked them how they managed to assemble such a successful team in many ways, they've said the real reason is they became good at saying no to brilliant arseholes. And in their first few years, they were hiring people who were great fits in terms of skills and experience, but were just never going to work out in Twitter.
Okay, but what you said before was that the hiring managers, they want to overlook cultural issues, and the recruiters have to remind them that they're important. Is that what you're saying?
I had it for years running a recruiting firm, hiring recruiters. If someone was a big biller, we would ignore the fact that they wouldn't fit into the team or the environment.
And what does it mean when you say, this is maybe addressing Kathy's issue, what does it mean when you say they won't fit in the team?
People are just not going to get on. Either they've got different beliefs, different ways of doing business,
biases,
different biases. That there's obvious things that say this. And
how do you uncover those? How do you uncover those? For instance, if you like shouting at your staff, like Mike's sales manager does, how are you going to find that out before you hire them?
No, he doesn't do that anymore.
Really, my thought on Michael is that it's the wrong problem. That really you should be looking at firing the manager. But
okay,
we've taken care of him.
Because it's a different problem. That isn't a recruiting problem. That's a management issue.
Okay. Now here's something. A question. William, do you have anything? Does anybody else have anything they want to say?
Nope.
Okay. Tim Sackett, I'm coming back to him. He seems to be a buddy of yours. He said HR people are so stupid they don't understand that adding 5 additional steps to a process doesn't make it simpler. Does that make sense to you?
Well, I love Tim, but I don't love the sentiment of tearing HR apart at all on any level, because I think it's lazy content to tell people that they're stupid. So I love Tim. He's actually one of my friends. But I don't like on any fucking level tearing people down to make yourself feel smarter. Can HR be better? Yeah, but so can operations, so can marketing, so can sales, so can everybody else. And I think it's lazy of people, Tim included.
Okay, I got the answer. Don't overtalk. Okay, Martin Burns says he thinks his big brand company, PwC, is doing neat things in corporate recruiting. Does William agree? And what about the other big brand corporations?
The only reason that PwC would be doing anything remotely interesting is because of Martin. The thing is all of those folks have to get nimble and lean to recruit talent. So imagine being on Silicon Valley and having to recruit engineers. What a pain in the ass that would be. Truth is right. So, but they're not recruiting right now. The challenge isn't just in Silicon Valley; it's Wall Street. Wall Street's woken up, and all those investment banks have woken up to realize that they're actually technology firms. And so they're in the hunt for the same engineers. So it's hard for everybody to fight over the same position. So PwC, are they doing creative shit? Yeah, I would imagine so. Mostly because of Martin. He's Deloitte.
Okay, you didn't say anything for 5 minutes. Using internal databases, I'm always amazed by this. This is the one thing that none of us in recruiting and talent acquisition do well is mine our own internal databases. You put a candidate in there 2 years ago, and they haven't touched them since until a third-party recruiter submits a candidate, and these guys say, "Oh, we got him already. We're not going to pay you." What's the story there?
It's worse than that because you're not even going back into internal positions or internal candidates for that position. So
why
both
are they stupid? What's going on with them? Tim Sackett's right.
I think the moment that they go in an ATS is the moment that they're dead to you. And so no one goes backwards for the same people. For the same reason, people aren't reflective. They don't go backwards. So the reason that people don't go and mine their ATS isn't because they're lazy or stupid or drunk or whatever. It's because they're going forward, what they believe is forward. So they don't use the ATS as it should be used, unintended consequence, and they don't look at internal candidates, the damn talent pool of inside the company. They don't do that either because it's not in their interests. So candidates that could be at
you know what? You talk too much. Okay, what does a third party recruiter do when they haul this guy out after you submitted him or her? You say, "I know you guys never look in the database. You know, I did all the work here. Don't give me that crap." Is that what you say?
Yeah, you did do all the work.
Okay.
Because somebody's in an ATS, who cares? It's just a name in a database.
Hold on. I got some housekeeping. Jerry, is there an after show today after so many weeks?
Absolutely.
Okay. William
a real
Tincup.
Mellow,
old Jerry
show. William Tincup. I've enjoyed having you. It was much better than I expected. Bill Borman, Fish Dogs, Superstars, Michael Cox, Alex, thanks for calling in. Any last words, William Tincup, to tell us?
I appreciate your lowered expectations, and I'm glad that we went over them.
Yeah, great. Good idea. Okay, William Tincup, thank you!
My goodness. Hey, who's still here?
Hey, happy birthday,
still here, Jerry.
Hey, Bill. Jerry. Okay, we got Bill.
He's
happy birthday, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you. I'm turning it into an all-week event.
Do you get all the ARP? You got the ARP newsletters? You signed up
all
for
of it. All of it. Absolutely. All right, so Bill's still here. Hey, Blake, are you here?
Yes.
All right. Fish Dogs?
Yo.
I can only have so much vodka.
Indeed. Hey, Animal, you got to cut Tincup off, even though he is Native American.
Well, we forgot to talk about that.
This isn't anything against the first Americans.
Firewater.
Hey, Tincup, got a question for you.
I dare you.
How do you feel about Elizabeth Warren? No, I really want to know. She said that she's taking advantage of having Native American ancestry when absolutely she does not.
So identity, again, we're not on air. Identity is a fucked up thing, man. Everyone comes to identity.
You're being recorded, okay?
Oh,
and Animal will pull this out and Yeah.
He will run it for 12 years.
His
as
clip
he should.
piece, yeah.
As he should. So here's the thing: everyone comes with baggage. Most Americans don't understand their heredity, the people that came before them. I do. You want to ask me questions about where I came from? I can fucking tell you. But most people don't. So am I unhappy that she's using it? No, if she really believes that she's Indian, great.
But she's not.
Well, but
Okay,
again,
so-
who gets to decide that?
Who gets to decide it?
Yeah. Do you decide her identity? No, do you decide Jesus' identity? Just kidding. Do you decide her identity? No, you don't.
No, I mean, I don't decide that a Toyota is a Ford either.
Yeah, the Bureau of
There's no
Indian Affairs-
decision there. I mean, I just find it. I was just asking. You know, Elizabeth,
I don't agree
high
with her
cheekboned
politics.
Warren is always an interesting
I don't
subject
agree with
for
her
me.
politics, but I
Office of
do.
the
At the
Interior.
end of the day, if she feels like she's Indian, then she's Indian.
So really, then it would be considered like.
Jerry, you should mention that William Tincup has some kind of Native American background. I don't know exactly what it is, though.
Oh, we did. Thanks for the clue.
Sure.
That's why we're talking about it. Do you think I'm asking him about it for any other particular reason?
No,
I was
the other
asking,
people don't know. I know the reason, but nobody else knows, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, mute him, man.
Purposely in
I'll
the dark.
mute you.
Hold Jerry. Hold Jerry, please, for the love of God.
right.
Hold Jerry. So Cherokee, Mouse Tincup, came on the Trail of Tears with his son, James Yellowbird Tincup. 20 years later, after being in Oklahoma, they signed up for the Union Army in Leavenworth, Kansas, went and fought other Indian tribes for the Union. So the name Tincup, beyond Mouse Tincup, it's all Cherokee.
Sweet.
So it's.
And
I've
did
got
they have
that
a
side
tin
of
cup,
also on
or
my
where did
mother's
the name
side.
tin cup come from?
Do what? Well, you got
Did
mixed
he have a
stories
tin
there.
cup, or where did the name tin? Why was he called Tin Cup?
Well, you've got mixed stories there because the cavalry, like in Ellis Island, all the stories of Ellis Island, you've got the cavalry that made up names for Indian words. So you can imagine that the guy had a tin cup standing in line, and they called him Tin Cup. So I mean, everyone's got an origin,
Such a dick move.
origin story. Do I know?
I said that's such a dick move.
Well, but that's the story of a lot of immigrants. I mean, that's a story of a lot of people. Hell, think of all the people that came through Ellis Island that had their names butchered. I mean, it's life. Now, on my mother's side, first 100 families to settle Virginia. So my Christopher Branch came in 1621, left England to actually, with his wife, to actually settle Virginia. So,
and what was their name? What was her?
Branch.
What?
Branch.
Branch.
Christopher Branch. Yep. So if you go back on the Branch side, back in the 1500s, the mayor of Oxford was great grandfather to the 19th removal, was the mayor of Oxford.
Nice. Yeah, I signed up for the free trial of Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
It's
pretty cool.
That is super cool. I mean, I had no idea where we were from. I thought I was Native American, just like Elizabeth.
Well, you can't control.
Turns out I'm not. I'm German, just like Elizabeth.
But you can't control who came before you. So if somebody was a prisoner, or somebody was in a mental institution or whatever, like that shit you can't control.
Wait a minute. We've got a late entry into the Native American discussion. Craig Fisher.
Yes, that's me.
He's Cherokee Indian. Just throwing that out there. Now, Blake, you're Cherokee Indian too, aren't you?
That's correct.
Cannon? Tin Cannon? Blake Tin Cannon, and you just got rid of tin to blend in? Didn't want to be stereotyped.
Just want you to love me. Please love me. Please love me. Who's the guest next week? That's what I want to know. There's nobody on the website.
Let me check.
It's on Facebook now. Holly
once
Malice.
again, I'm overlooked.
So go ahead.
Oh my gosh,
Kathy, hold it. This is the mellow part of the show. What's on your mind?
I have to go back to work.
Who's Mexican?
What?
So anyway, great show.
Oh, don't leave.
Don't leave, Kathy.
No.
Hi, what you been up to?
I'm like 5 minutes late for
I'll do your job for you. I'll take care of it for you.
How is Coronado doing?
Okay, let me know how it turns out.
All right. So William Tincup, what happened to your connection with the Star conspiracy?
In 2010, Brett and I navigated a buyout, and it was a wonderful buyout. $750,000 paid over 3 years to leave a firm that I founded, and being completely burnt out on the agency life. I mean, needed a break. He threw me a life preserver, quite frankly.
Wow, sweet.
Good guy, solid firm. I didn't want to build an ad agency. I wanted to do consulting. But I'll tell you, the fail in there is I thought consulting was different than agency life, and it's not. Clients are still clients.
Mm-hmm.
So what I learned, again, misstep on my side, I thought that consulting was different. I thought the clients would view you as different, and in truth, it didn't play out like that. The way that people treat agency folks and the way that treat consultants are the same.
Awesome.
Side note. Is it any different now you're an analyst, William?
Bill, what's interesting, early on, I'm learning how to sell research. Some people care about research. Most people do not. And so you can't convince them. You can't change their mind. It's like the hiring manager discussion from before. You can't force them to understand or respect or love research. But it's finding the people that already kind of like it and get it and have money. And so it'll probably take me 2 years to really understand how to weave myself into budgets and how to do custom research and all of those other things. But you know what? When I get on a call with somebody and they get research, the conversation goes really, really easy. It's like an old friend. You meet at a bar. It's just easy. Whereas if you get on the phone and they don't like research or they've never funded research, then it's an uphill battle the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're one of the few who is becoming a real analyst rather than just changing your business card. So,
yeah,
that's it too.
I've got a side question here, gentlemen. Hold on a second. Craig Fisher has asked to join the Facebook group titled "Recruiters Who Actually Make Placements."
Now he does.
As the admin for the group, Craig, I'm obligated to ask: do you actually make placements?
Now he does. Now he does.
Yes, I do.
He does.
This year, I mean,
dude, he's got a job now. He's got a job.
Right.
Works for a company. Job, not a consultant.
All right, then you are in.
Laura Smith.
Dare I say, I'd like to appoint you as our Native American sub-chapter president. Seriously, hey, that's no joke. I'm not kidding. I want to understand the diversity in our community and exploit it.
I'm now head of marketing over talent acquisition for one of the most diverse companies in the world, CA Technologies. So I can totally talk to this point.
CA, like the company that used to have CA.
That's right.
Software,
all that stuff. Yep.
CA Universe, Culinet, yep. IDMS, ADZO, ADZA, all that stuff. That's pretty heavy.
It is heavy.
Welcome to the team. Yeah,
Thanks, Jerry.
I think that sounds great.
You're the best.
You're the best. No, your summer vacation pictures are the best.
Yeah,
I was throwing that out there.
Instagram. I'm gonna miss a lot of the 2010 to 2013 ish times.
Yeah,
there's a lot of missed opportunity there.
There you go.
But to Bill's point earlier about research, real quickly, let me mention this up. I'm getting my ass kicked every single day because most of what I knew about HR was wrong. So people would think, and in fact, Animal announced me as a HR expert or celebrity or some shit, and a dolphin died when he did it because the more I learn about what actual real practitioners do for a living, the more I unlearn the shit that I thought I knew. And every day, every single fucking day, I'm getting my balls kicked because it's all stuff that I have to relearn. I thought I had it right. That's how arrogant fucking I was. I thought I had it right. Like, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Every day I'm getting leveled. Leveled.
How often do you think about getting a haircut and ditching the beard?
dude, here's the deal. At 46, I can grow hair. On one hand alone, you can't name other guys that can. Most people are bald or they have to wear their hair short. I have Korean hair that sticks straight out on the sides, so it either looks good-ish.
Korean hair?
My Korean barber told me this. He said, "Listen, you've got Korean hair. Tell me a little bit about this Korean hair. I'm not aware of this.
Yeah,
What
nice.
you're talking about?" He said, "Listen, Koreans' hair, they stand out straight on sides. That's how you know they're Korean. And if your hair's either short or really long, one way or another, it doesn't work. It doesn't operate. But I can grow hair. Now I might wake up at 50, Jerry, and I can't grow hair. Well, fuck it, I'll just share it. I'll shave it all.
There you
off.
go. Well, I've got one more year to figure out what I'm going to do with my hair at 50, but I think I'm going bald, and it's really hitting me pretty hard.
Nah, shave it all off.
I might.
No,
shave it all off.
Pretend like I'm Steve Levy.
There you go.
Here's the deal.
Works for me.
You're not your hair. At the end of the day, people don't buy you and love you and interact with you or respect you because of your hair. If they do, they're the retards.
You can't say that's a banned word.
No, it wasn't on the that wasn't on the list. That wasn't on the list.
That's on America's
I have
list.
the word. What? That's
you were just saying, don't blame me. It's a law.
Yeah.
Law.
Here's the deal. Not all the salmon make it up the stream. That's it. That's News 11, natural selection.
That is true.
It operates everywhere. And here's the thing. If your child just so happens to have, some type of mental retardation, that's life. You still love them. You're still going to take care of them. The word doesn't hurt them. It's the intent in which behind the word that hurts them. And again, you can't put a glass bubble around them. Fuck it, they're going to have to learn how to operate in the real world.
Wow. Okay.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But the word doesn't hurt people. It's people taking that word and doing really demented shit with it. That's what hurts people.
All right. Just soaking it all in. There you go.
Yeah.
And we got
new Jerry. What happened to the old
got too
Jerry?
heavy.
I want the old Jerry. Like strike him up blunt. Come on.
Wait, so here's I am going to be putting an official show score on both Facebook and Twitter.
Uh-oh.
So I'm thinking that overall it's probably going to get an 86.
That's too high. 84.
Who's going? And actually, Tincup, you're not even supposed to be here. Hey, Animal, get this guy.
We
Get out
can't
of
speak
here.
about it as a guest.
Dude, get out.
You can't cut me off.
Animal.
That's fair.
You're not even supposed. What's going on? See, I'm too much.
Animal.
Wrecking it. You got to go. That's the rule.
Cup, you're not allowed here when we're talking about you.
Yeah, get out. Animal.
Yeah.
Sling arrows and mud.
Cut him off. What's he still here for?
Arrows? Why do we got to do that? Why do we have to do arrows?
Animal.
Chiefs, Indians.
He's gone.
A lot of
He's
arrows
going.
coming back.
He's going, Jerry. He's gone.
Bill Borman, what? Now that he's gone, what would you think this show deserves as a score from 0 to 100? Taking all of it into account, and I appreciate your international perspective.
We're doing the individuals or for the show?
Just for the whole show.
Well,
with Twitter, they chopped it down. Now you only have 140 characters to use on Twitter.
71.
Ooh.
Hey.
Wow.
I need to know
specific.
That was lowballing.
Yeah, you lowballed him. What happened?
No, I thought that was quite a high score. I thought the
wow.
There was plenty of reading from a script. I thought Animal did a good job in trying to drag out the show. Jerry was surprisingly quiet and not.
I have to be.
Not providing the barbs that would have been worth another 10 maybe. So on the whole show, overall, 71.
All right.
I thought it was one of Animal's better jobs.
All right. So it's really hard to get an 80+ score from you then. I mean, just on as a matter of principle.
Yeah.
All right.
Not since the Raver days. And then I could give mine assist.
He's an interesting guy. We need to have him back. I don't think he'll call. He won't even call in anymore. Never.
No.
That was his final appearance outside of the Facebook bubble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he going to pull a Jeremiah Johnson? Go up and
No. There was a
microphone.
Verbal cage match to the death. Bill Borman and Mike Raymer.
I'd have that.
Animal needs to dig some of that up and post it. Hey, Animal, if you want to dig up stuff that people don't want to hear, dig that up and post it on Mike Raymer's page.
Yeah, that was a great show.
It was awesome. Give us some highlights from that, will you, Animal? Do something that we actually would enjoy for once.
Glenn Cassidy before people knew the Boolean black belt and all those kind of guys.
Nice.
Jeff
hey, Blake.
Lipschultz. Remember Jeff Lipschultz, Craig's old partner?
Yeah. Hey, Craig, what's Lipschultz up to? Still riding his bike all over the globe?
Yeah, he had a pretty bad accident.
He had an accident.
He's back on the horse now. Yeah.
Really? A bike accident?
Yeah, BMW ran him over.
Yeah, hit by a car.
Really? I mean, is he okay? I mean, what happened?
Yeah, he's good. Pissed, but good.
Wow. But he's not out just biking across the country anymore?
Well, he had to get a new bike.
Ooh. So is he still recruiting then?
Jeff Lipschultz was a baker in Pennsylvania.
What?
Jeff Lipschultz, the guy with the Twitter handle of Jeff Lipschultz, was a baker in Pennsylvania. I remember him tweeting back and saying, will you stop sending me this recruiting shit? That's why he had a Twitter name like Jeff L. Lipschultz or something like that.
My Jeff Lipschultz is still carrying the torch of A-List Solutions.
All right, so
Jeff Lipschultz,
he's still recruiting then?
Yep.
All right. How could he be making a living recruiting if he's not out seeing who's a fit for those jobs on Twitter?
I've got him all set up with everything automated. He's got everything coming to him.
So there's just like a placement button in his office, like the Office Depot button, like that big red button. Need another placement. Bam.
We built some of the biggest LinkedIn groups for specific tech jobs and marketing jobs. There's still some really great ones that A-List owns.
Nice. Though technically you really can't own anything on LinkedIn, can you? Because it's kind of like their property.
Yeah, but you can utilize and manipulate them. That's
What would happen if LinkedIn just decided they wanted to take over your group? Is there any legal recourse that anybody would have? Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
No.
So you should start a trading company doing that, Fisher. You should teach people to do it.
Yeah, I do have a trading company for that. I actually started some of the original Microsoft developer sites, groups on LinkedIn, and everyone thought they were actually started by Microsoft, and Microsoft ended up buying them from me years later. But they left me as an admin for a long time. They didn't even know it.
All right. Well, what did you think of the show, Craig?
I give the show an A-.
It's going to be a 91 then?
A 91.
Wow. Huh. You guys are kind of in the same business, though, now, aren't you? Or weren't you? Or, I mean, what?
Well, I mean, we've both been consultants for many years, yes.
Hanging out at the same HR parties?
We're good friends. We vacation together and shit.
Vacation together? Yeah,
our family.
Okay, that's where the 91 comes in.
He's hosting an engagement party for me at his house in the country.
Oh my goodness! You want to make it like a 93 then? I'm going to bump it over.
I'm trying to be unbiased here. 91.
91. All right, super. Who else has a score? Blake Cannon. Tell us what you thought about the show today with your fellow Texan.
I'll give it an 85.
85.
And I thought going in, Animal even admitted up front that the guy wasn't a recruiter, and I think he tried to keep it interesting, so I'll give him props for that. So.
Yeah.
I do have a question. Bill Borman, I was wondering when Bill is going to be on the Top Recruiter show. He's a great culture fit.
The Top Recruiter show.
He'd be great
that
on the show.
That might have been the best thing I heard all year on this show.
That would be awesome.
Making an alternative very soon.
You like that show, Bill?
I love the show. I can't get
They've got some pretty good stats.
Yeah. I know many recruiters who get off aeroplanes who have their own jet plane and private car.
I mean, they get more viewers than American Idol.
Yeah, anyone can buy a million viewers or 100,000 Twitter followers. It's not a difficult thing to do.
Sweet. Anybody else? Who else is still on the line here?
I think I was the guy who they blogged about and said we won't accept criticism from somebody who needs a wash.
Yeah, that was sweet.
I think that one about set it up nicely for me.
That was great.
Alejandro.
Yes.
So what do you think about the show today? 82.
Yeah.
All right. So really, the only person under 80 is Bill Borman here. So there's obviously some background deal there that we won't uncover.
That's the European
background deal. I'm a good friend of Tincup's. We speak at a lot of
Some kind of beard controversy going on, probably.
Yeah, that could be.
Greg says that we need to convert that due to British pounds versus U.S. dollars. So that's
there you go. What? Ooh,
the European curve.
So that's like a 80. It's like an 85 or something.
Yeah, what's the exchange rate now anyway?
It's about 1.5
pounds.
Wow, goodness. All right.
It's about 1.5.
I've got a question. In the summertime over here, what's the temperature like over there? It looks like you're a bit north. What's the deal? Did it ever get warm over there?
Week, Jerry. Happy birthday again.
It's birthday. Whose birthday?
It's Jerry's birthday. I was saying goodbye. I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, man. See ya.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bill, does it ever get nice and warm over there? It
gets warm. It gets warm. It doesn't get desert hot, but it gets warm.
Like 85,
it was hot
90?
last summer.
What's hot? What's warm to you? 67?
No, well, we have real temperature, so I'd say kind of 110, 150. We have real numbers.
Nice.
That's why when I went to Chicago and it was 7, I thought it was quite warm.
Another 115 degrees swelter.
Yeah.
All right. Did anybody else have a score here? Because I need to get back to. I'm kind of an old school guy. I need to get resumes in front of my customers, and they end up hiring them.
Yeah. Make sure they're a cultural fit.
I would think nothing other than cultural fit. I mean, that's my whole.
That's the one.
All right, man. Anybody else with a score?
That's what you do, right?
Yeah. Anybody else with a score?
When someone walks in, you know who's going to work for what company. Well, that's.
I can kind of tell just by looking at somebody what their qualifications are. It's uncanny.
And you know where and you know which companies are going to work at.
Absolutely.
Not, right. So that's cultural fit.
Yeah, that's the easy part.
That's cultural.
I think good recruiters can tell you what somebody's station in life is and how much money they make by looking at it.
Yeah. Within $2 or $3 grand, I can probably. I can do that.
Yeah, I'd love to challenge you to that one.
Well, you guys are obviously free to talk all afternoon, but I gotta go.
See you all.
Happy birthday.
Good catching up, all. Later.
Bye.